What is up, guys? I hope you all are doing incredibly well. I have a message for the Divine Feminine Collective, and it's about your Divine Masculines, okay? I'm getting something around like taking your words to heart, or I see someone who it's like, okay, after you guys might finish a conversation, they might go back and read like your text, I don't know, whatever, like the text script, okay? So they'll go back and forth, and I'm hearing that they do it late at night so that way you don't catch them in the inbox, okay? But they really do take your words to heart, okay? So I'm hearing to deliver this message to the Divine Feminine from the Divine that you got to be really clear on what it is you want, okay? I feel like many of you have been underestimating the depth of your masculine's loyalty and love to you. So it's very important to like set boundaries and be in your power as much as you possibly can. Sometimes we catch ourselves, kind of teeter-tottering on the journey where we might be afraid to be confrontational with our divine masculines. But that's what they're there for, guys. They're there to bring those lessons out of us, and they're also there to be a safe space for us to unleash, right? And to state our boundaries and then come back around only to show us just how much when we assert our divine feminine power, how much they are willing to yield. Okay, I'm getting that strongly. Like they yield to you, or they yield. I don't know, it's coming off in like a very noble way, even someone who would like get on their knee or like bow to you, but it's coming in from this like energy of like assert yourself, assert your boundaries. Don't be afraid of that, because your self-respect really does make you more romantically attractive, okay? So don't hold back on saying the things that you want to, or saying what it is you expect, because it's like they're waiting for you to have this epiphany, and maybe you've not been doing it because sometimes you might be afraid to cause that separation energy. But I am hearing that they do hold on to your words, okay? They do take it to heart. So if you state your boundaries, you say something you don't like, don't do this again, I don't like that, it's okay. It's okay to do that, okay? The best person to receive that is your masculine, because they'll show you with that change that ends up coming through, again, just how loyal they are. So let us see what's going on between you two. What kind of feelings from the masculine side are developing for you, divine feminines, where he really does see like a beautiful, delicate flower, okay? And I'm hearing, yes, I have some bad behaviors from the past, but it's like for you, I'll address that. For you, I'll change. Something about this divine masculine as well. I don't know if this happened once, but they don't want it to happen again. They might have said something to hurt you or offend you, and they realize that like by hurting you, it really hurts them. Okay, and this is a big deal, because whoever this masculine I'm picking up on, they don't really feel remorse or regret that easy. That's why they're so shocked. That's how they know you mean something to them, because usually they don't care about who they offend. They don't care whose feelings they hurt. They could say something, and if someone comes to them and will tell them, hey, you hurt my feelings, your divine masculine will be quick to be like, well, it's your fault, your feelings are hurt, type of thing, right? But for you, it's like your words sting, divine feminines. Okay, so let's get into it. How is the divine masculine feeling for the divine feminine? Okay, so we have express your love. So I'm hearing him say, like, you can express yourself however you want to me. You could tell me off, and I might ghost for like a day or two, but I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back to let you know, yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll never do that again. Okay, so, I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys did have a conversation tonight. Divine Feminines, you could be like, oh gosh, like, I know he's going to disappear. And maybe so. But the universe is saying not to panic, because it's like you both need to be yourselves around one another. So if you guys have been struggling with the feeling of going through a lot of particular cycles, and you keep experiencing this in and out behavior from your divine masculines, and you want it to stop, assert yourself and assert your boundary, and don't be afraid to stand 10 toes down on business, right? If you say like, hey, listen, you coming in and out of my life like this? No, absolutely not. No thanks, right? And then you don't entertain that at all. Like, you send a very clear message, right? But the follow through part, you got to be solid on, okay? So I feel like maybe this is waiting to happen, where you've never moved like this before, divine feminine. Maybe you've been very accommodating is the word I'm looking for, in the name of the feminine energy or in the name of the journey. And it's like as you move deeper into your darker sides of your feminine energy, you could feel it welling up inside of you. And this is your confirmation from the universe that, this is your divine masculine, this is your divine counterpart, right? Whatever lessons are dwelling up inside of you, or whatever truth that you feel like expressing on this journey because it is the right thing to do, you can feel it in your heart. The universe is saying go ahead and do it, because whatever growth is going to occur, it's going to benefit you too. It always does when it's our divine counterpart, right? So yeah, some of you need to truly speak from your heart, divine feminine, whatever words need to come out of your mouth to either stop a cycle in its tracks, or just to let your masculines know where it is you stand. If there's no clarity, if there's a lot of conflict, even if you're living in this energy of like fear, right? When is the next time they're going to do this whole like ghosting thing or disappear, or when we get too close and then they back off? And, at some point you start realizing that it's like, wait a second, they can't come in and out if I shut the door, right? So I feel like, yeah, again, the universe is saying, don't be afraid to shut the door. They will go searching for a key. Okay, they will find a way to try to pick it and get your attention and find their way back in. But you got to stand on business if you don't want the cycle to occur. All right, so let's see what else is coming up between you two. Okay, so this has a lot to do with healing family issues, divine feminine. So maybe you grew up in an environment where you might have seen like your mom being just more quiet, more submissive. It's like men are naturally non-compliant, and men, how men are, you let them do what they want. And maybe you kind of grew up in this environment where it's like men behaved a particular type of way, they're non-emotional and all of these things. So sometimes it might affect your interactions with your divine masculine, and I feel like the healing family issue card is saying you got to let go of that and assert what it is you expect out of a relationship, not what your parents went through. Because I'm pretty sure looking at that relationship, if you were in it, looking at all of the empowerment and all of the lessons that you've experienced so far on the journey, many of you might look back and say, wow, like, I wish that I could, go back and maybe be a voice for my parent, or let them know that, hey, relationships don't have to be like this. You can speak up, or you can say something. So I feel like this lesson may be coming up again for many of you to fully assert yourselves. Your divine masculines are waiting to protect you guys. They're waiting to be like, yes, hell yes, tell me like it is. Tell me what's up. Okay, so don't be afraid to push them away. It very well will in the 3D, but it's the exact opposite that is happening in the 5D. Okay, always remember, guys, on the twin flame journey, you got to do shit by the book. Otherwise, it'll just bounce back. And then you'll feel like, oh God, why can't I end this lesson? It's because you're avoiding doing what the scary thing is, which usually is in the form of separation. It's going to result in some kind of separation, but you can't be afraid of that, because that separation energy is actually what brings you guys back closer together. Okay, so we do have the attraction here. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Okay, so that's why many of you need to rise to the occasion and don't be scared. You should be excited to do it. Because I know that many of you may feel like something is shifting or changing or welling up in you, but at the same time, you're like, damn it, it's going to cause a tower moment. I know we're not going to speak for weeks or months. Allow it. The universe is saying, allow it, okay? Enjoy the moment, even the separation stuff. I remember on my journey in the beginning, separation energy would shatter me, because it feels like you're so new to all of this, and you find this amazing connection that's so strong and whimsical and spiritual, and then anything that triggers the breaking apart of it really shakes up your world. But the more you delve deeper, the more you start realizing that it's like, wait a second, when I'm not afraid of the separation and I actually pay attention to what put us into that energy in the first place, that actually brings us back even faster. Okay, mind you, on to the next lesson. But it's a really good way of being like, why are we in this prolonged energy? It's because there's something there about your own behavior that may need addressing, hence the healing the family card there. Okay, but we do have lots of chemistry here, okay? Lots of chemistry waiting to build, and I feel like it's this whole back and forth, between you two, the words that are exchanged. Your divine masculine definitely is getting you to open up more, divine feminines. I feel like you guys are maybe digging and delving deeper into your own personal lives, getting to know each other more, getting to know each other so much more, where it feels like that honeymoon phase is a little bit over. It's like in the beginning there was so much chemistry, not wanting to offend each other, not wanting to, trigger separation. And then it's like a few months into this and you guys are getting comfortable with one another. And then, all of a sudden that chemistry phase just kind of fizzles out and then you're into the thick of it. Okay, so that is what I feel like is occurring for many of you at this time. But we do have the engagement card here, which tells me your love life's ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, Divine Feminines, and this is why it's important for you to decide what it is you want. Be very clear about it, and don't be afraid to let your Divine Masculine know that with clear communication. Okay, and if you guys feel like you're having trouble with that, then I feel like it all kind of stems back to this stuff here with the healing family issues, right? It's like roles and expectations and fear of abandonment. It's like, oh, if I say anything to upset them, I know it's going to be the silent treatment, or I know it's going to be some kind of like, breakup and we go our separate ways without closure. The universe is like, yo, let it happen. Don't be afraid of things breaking apart and falling away from you that do not serve your highest good, right? Because in order to serve your highest good, you're going to have to sometimes do things that, it feels like a double-edged sword, because you never want to say goodbye or be in that breakup energy. But if you know at the end of the day that staying with them feels like breakup energy anyway, right? You guys are unkind to one another. There's 3D, not 3D, but like third-party stuff going on. It feels like your Divine Masculine has to hide, or this connection is in secrecy. The universe is saying confront it. Okay, confront it for many of you. Okay, what else is brewing in this connection? Maybe what words were exchanged? Okay, so we have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Oh, interesting. What an interesting turn. Maybe Divine Feminines, you are having to really be very clear on what it is you want, okay? This could represent a new version of yourself that is brewing, or a new version of this love that is brewing, because we do have the engagement card here. Okay, so a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Honestly, I'm not even getting third-party energy here. I'm getting it's this new version of you that is more confrontational. It's the new version of you that's like, I'm not going to continue in these cycles anymore. Like, I don't care how good this connection feels with this Divine Masculine. Like, I'm out. It doesn't honor my highest good. Okay, somebody's waiting to get told off, and it's going to create romantic stirrings as though, like, who is this? And I think I channeled this yesterday where I talked about Sandy from Greece going from the good girl to the girl all in leather, where you might go through that transformation to, that darker feminine energy where, yeah, that's exactly why your Divine Masculine may be acting this way. It's to help you shake up that Divine Feminine in you that says, where is my sword? Let me pull out my Queen of Swords, and I'm going to start breaking down a lot of these old templates that have been lingering around in my generation when it comes to relationships and self-respect and my worth and my value. It's like, yes, I found this spiritual connection, but look at the way it's going. Is this something that I want for myself? Was this something that I envisioned for myself? Hell no. And that's when the transformation really occurs. That's when your Divine Masculine is like, good, amazing. That's when the universe is like, all right, excellent. Now send him in with some major ass transformation. Okay? And then that's when your masculines will come in the most serendipitous of ways to show you that the journey isn't in vain. It was just all part of a design to help you learn your value, learn your worth. Nobody is worth bending over backwards for, right? You got to fill your own cup in order to pour. And when you are pouring, you got to make sure that person's giving you back some too. Many of you were just like pouring, filling up their cup, thinking, you were going to get some big downpour. But it doesn't work like that, right? Some for you, some for me, some for you, some for me. Right? It can't be like some for you, some for you, some for you, some for you. Are you coming back with some? Anytime now. No, many of you are cutting that out, right? Cut off. That not make it. All right, so let's see. We'll get one more about what you guys can expect. What can you expect from the Divine Masculines? So this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So let's get the show on the road, Divine Feminine. He ain't going nowhere, okay? He is here to show you that I am waiting for you to put me in my damn place. Let me know this is not okay. Let me know that the way I'm treating you, you're not putting up with it, and you're done. Don't come near me. Don't talk to me. Don't show up at all. And then that's when you leave it up to them to show up all on their own, again, in the most serendipitous of ways, where they actually show you that they're making that effort. It's going to be in a way that you're not able to ignore. Okay, all divinely orchestrated. But I feel like the big fish here to fry, divine feminines, is to, again, get really clear on what it is you want and let them know, because they hold on to your words very dearly. They respect you. Okay, they're waiting to hear you say it. I feel like you haven't had the courage to say it just yet, but you will. And it's going to blow things open in this connection, and you guys are going to see it ascend out of this current dynamic that it's in. All right, guys? So that is what I have for you for this one. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm sorry to yell and get all passionate like that, but it was coming through for you, divine feminines. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? All right. Take care, guys. Bye. Ow, I bumped my elbow on the chair.